Hello everyone! Welcome to another installment of The Classics Retold, the magical tour around the world. In Japanese tradition, cranes symbolize good fortune and longevity for its fabled lifespan of 1,000 years. It is often referred to as the bird of happiness. This week, we visit Japan as we tell the story of a man who saved a crane's life and received much in return. This is the retelling of The Grateful Crane. Once upon a time, there was a poor young man who worked on a farm. One day, he saw a white crane fall from the sky and only to land by his feet. Worried, he bent down and noticed that a sharp arrow had pierced through one of its beautiful wings. Hunters had shot at the poor thing. The man cradled its injured body to his chest and carried it home, where he began to clean the wound and nurse it patiently back to health. The crane was soon able to fly again. It twirled happily in the sky. "Now you can be free again. Please be careful and come back to visit." As if in response, the crane circled 3 times over his head and flew away. A few days later, he returned home from work to find a beautiful woman dressed in all white waiting for him. "Hi, you may not know me, but I have seen how hard you work at the farm." "Thank you. I do what I have to do to survive." "But you also help the people around you." "Life's hard enough. If what I give can make things easier for others, I'm happy." "I knew you were a kind man." Love blossomed between the two. The man still wondered how he got so lucky to have found a woman who didn't mind his impoverished state and vowed to devote himself fully to her. He proposed and they were soon married. One day, the wife asked her husband to build her a weaving room. So he did, and it was comfortable and cozy. "Promise me that you would never peek inside while I am weaving." Why?" "Because I want every cloth I weave to be a surprise. You mustn't come in. Promise me." "I promise." Assured, the wife shut the door behind her and started weaving. She weaved and weaved and weaved, not once leaving the room to take a break for a whole week. She weaved and weaved and weaved. When she finally came out, in her hands was the most beautiful cloth the man had ever seen. He marveled at its soft, floaty and silky texture and praised his wife for her obvious hard work. She advised him to sell it at the market for more coins. "This way, life will be easier and you will want for nothing." And indeed, the man sold the precious, newly woven cloth for the price of a large sack of gold coins. They wouldn't have to worry about food for the next few years. "I will start weaving a bigger cloth tonight, so you may sell it for even more coins. This way, life will be easier and you will want for nothing," said the wife. Contented at seeing her husband's happiness, she once again reminded him before entering the room, "You must never peek into the room while I'm weaving. Promise me." "I promise." She then shut the door behind her and started weaving. She weaved and weaved and weaved, not once leaving the room for 6, 7, then 8 days. She weaved and weaved and weaved. The man was beginning to worry. Was she all right? And come to think of it, he had never in his life felt a material so soft, floaty, or silky. The roll of white yarn he had bought her for the purpose was definitely not of that quality. So, what did she use? Should he take a peek? But he promised her that he wouldn't. But what harm would it do? What do you think, kids? What should he do? comment on this video to let us know what you will do. As quietly as he could, he pushed the door open. He saw not his wife, but the beautiful white crane. It was plucking out its own feathers and using them as thread for the cloth. Oh, the crane looked weak. It worked slowly, and it surely looked like it was in a lot of pain. I am the crane that you saved the other day. I wanted to return your kindness, and so I turned myself into a woman. But now that you have seen my true form, I can no longer turn back into a human. I am sorry. I should have never broken my promise to you. Please don't leave me. I will accept you in any form. The man reached out, stroking the crane's small, fragile head. Tears in his eyes, he already missed his wife. Curiosity had him breaking his promise, and he would forever live with the consequences of his action. He destroyed the weaving room that day, not wanting the crane to be in pain, no matter how rich the cloth made him. He took care of her and loved her for the rest of his life. Before we go, I have a question for you. Have you been kind to your friends and family? For example, helping your mommy and daddy to clean the house, or your friends with their schoolwork. Mummies and daddies, do help your little ones leave their comments below for all to share. It's time to spread that kindness to others. That is the best way to pay it forward. Now it's time to go back home. Join us again for another classic retold.